Hey guys, remember this? This is a TV antenna hidden inside of a cat. I've talked about these a few times over the years. This is the most recent one I stumbled across. These were made in the late 50s, early 60s as best I can determine. It's made out of vacuum formed plastic and then coated with an adhesive and sprayed with fabric, a process called flocking, to make this fuzzy cat. And there's actually an antenna hidden inside, and these cats have a habit of losing their heads because they're mounted on a spring and they didn't use very good glue. But up the back side, there's some twin lead, and often this is how you find them, where it's been cut off. Now, it's also very common is people don't know that these are TV antennas, so they can be hard to find. In fact, the very first one I ever found, I must have stumbled across a listing on eBay, and they happened to be selling it with the box. And on the back of the box, it shows all the other models, and I've been searching for them all ever since, which was 15 years ago or so. I'd mentioned this to someone who I've restored some TVs for, and out of the blue, just a few days ago, he sent me a link saying, hey, there's one for sale on eBay. And lo and behold, it was one I didn't have, and I bought it. What really surprised me and annoyed me was I wasn't alerted to it. I have a saved search on eBay and have for years. It's supposed to alert me when some of my search terms match, like cat or vintage animal antenna. I forget what terms I use, but for whatever reason, the way they described it in the listing, it didn't trigger my alerts, because it turns out the seller had a total of 4 of them, which all appeared to be new in the box with all the paperwork, and they were all ones I didn't have. But before I could buy the one I did get, the others had already been purchased. They all had buy it nows. Well, at least I got the poodle, which is what we're going to take a look at. However, while researching and trying different search terms, I discovered something. The same company that makes these out of Florida also makes them as banks, coin banks for kids. And that's seems to be what they're better known for, and there's a lot more of them out there, but they're the same model, the same molds as they used for the antennas. They just have a slot in the head instead of an antenna coming out their butts. So I believe I now have all the ones I'm missing. It's just that several of them are banks instead of antennas. Now, they also came in various colors. I'm not crazy. I don't get every animal in every color possible, so I think this may actually complete my collection for now anyways. Let's start out with the poodle, and then we'll look at the banks. They had a pretty reasonable buy it now too on these. I think they were around 22 bucks or something like that. They were made, oh, they left the paperwork out. Well, that saves me the trouble of trying to remember. They were made in Hialeah, Florida. Astro Antenna, Inc. So I would search for things like Astro Antenna, but no. If you search by the name of the company that actually made these, then you find the banks. And I think that name we will see on the bottom of these. The banks seem to come up on a regular basis. When I looked through, there were about a dozen on eBay. Some of them were denoted by the company's name, some were not, but just by seeing the very distinctive shape of them, it's pretty easy to tell. Interesting. It's boxed, bubble wrapped, and then wrapped in paper. That's smart. I've done stuff like that before too, where sometimes I'll even take like an old t-shirt or pillowcase or something to wrap the inner item, so you don't have the bubble wrap directly against the item. Sometimes the plastic can react to it. I remember buying something, I think it was a radio that had been refinished. And they finished it and completely set up, but they put bubble wrap directly against it and left all these little marks on it. One thing I do complain about with sellers is when they use a lot of tape on things. A little tab of Scotch tape on either end would have done plenty of good job, because it makes it hard to get apart, and sometimes you could damage something just by trying to unwrap it. Anyways, so there we go. So we saw the Siamese cat with the bobblehead. I already had... Hey, this isn't going to be the right box. Huh. I already had the Basset Hound and the Beaver and the Springer Spaniel. What I need is the French Poodle, the Cocker Spaniel, the fat chubby cat, and the Boxer. Anyways, hope they didn't send me the wrong one. Well, same type of paper around the inside as well. Yeah, it's the Poodle. Okay. This flocking is kind of delicate. You ideally don't want to put anything up against it. So that's what often gets cut off, but also you can generally, these are pretty hollow inside. The antenna is kind of small. You can just push this all up inside, but yeah, that sure looks new old stock to me. So they must have taken these, the seller did a fantastic job of photographing all this stuff. They must have taken them all out of the boxes. I suspect they didn't put them back inside of the right boxes, so somebody out there probably has the Basset Hound in a Poodle box. Oh well. Oh well. So, Royalty Designs Inc. That's the key. Search for Royalty Designs on eBay, and you'll find a whole bunch of things that they made. All animal figure related. Okay, so that's the Poodle. Let's check out the other ones. And we can compare packaging styles too, because these boxes are all different sizes, which means these different amounts of packing. So this one has no packing. They put it in a plastic bag and threw it in a box. Okay, I guess that would be your most minimal possible. Now some of these are only $5, and I don't think it's too surprising. The least amount something sells for, the least care they tend to put in the packaging. There's another example of, I would like to open this. It looks like it was heat sealed or no adhesive or something. Using something that's difficult to open around something that's fragile and delicate is not a good combination. Pretty good shape. Not surprising it's a little scuffed on the head, because that's where the coins go. So no, it's not a TV antenna, but it is the Cocker Spaniel. I'm not enough of a purist that I care. I can assemble them all now and put it next to a box, and they will match. Okay, I cut the tape on this box. It clearly has a flap here, but it does not want to open, so I'm just going to have to destroy the box. Now we have some paper and some bubble wrap. And again, big wads of tape around the bubble wrap, when just one tiny piece of tape, if any, would have done the job. And now I have the task of trying to remove the tape without damaging the item inside. I'm just going to use that much tape. But I've gotten things where just a ball, where they just used 100 feet of tape and wrapped the whole thing up. And have fun getting all that tape off while trying very hard not to damage what's inside. And then we have another bag after that, which of course is also taped shut. See, my thinking is you wrap it in plastic, you wrap it in bubble wrap, and you put it inside a box. You don't really need any tape. How is it going to unravel when it's inside the box? There's no reason to put tape on it. Jeez. Alright, there, finally. There is the fat cat. Or chubby cat. It's got a bald spot on its butt. Oh well. Probably won't be too hard to touch that up. Okay, well, one more to go. Bubble wrapping paper. And tape. That's tape. And there is Bulldog. So I do believe that completes. Obviously I don't have them all here. And there we have at least 5 out of the 8. As far as the colors go, I think they all came in black, brown, tan, and red. But I could be wrong. But for sure I've seen, for example, this cat also in red. I have the Siamese cat also in a tan kind of color. The Basset Hound I have in black. Anyway, that's going to be it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this look at the Astro TV antennas and related banks. When I get the others out of wherever I've hidden them away, I'll put them all out on display and at least post some photographs. Thanks for watching.